recently I posted a video with regarding a situation that occurred at a local gym. And while it was unfortunate and human error, mistakes, maybe lack of judgment, um, may have caused the situation, and that in itself isn't a big deal. But as I talked about in that video, it's how you handle it as an organization, in this case, a gym, a local gym or service, something providing a service, a business, whatever. It's how you respond to a mistake. And what I documented in that video, it was horrible. It was all about excuses, excuses. Never once was it, never once was, here's the mistake, here's what we apologize, here's what we're going to do to make sure it doesn't happen again. And what I talk about in that video, why not go above and beyond and use it as an opportunity to create a memorable moment with your clients or your business customers. And I think I talked about in that as well, like I give the example, if somebody had a big issue with the gym opening up late, because it would you get there really early before they open so you can get there, get out and get to work. But if they don't open, you will be late for work, or you just can't go and you got out of bed at 4 a.m. for nothing. So if you're that person who goes up to the counter to say something, go ahead and wow your customer and say, you know what, we apologize, it was an accident, here's what we're doing to correct it. In fact, grab yourself a drink out of the drink cooler. Just something, and that member would remember that as, you know what, they messed up, but they went above and beyond and they made it right. They're okay, and they'll share that experience versus not sharing an experience or sharing negative. And I think the way it usually works is you're more likely, if something bad happens, share it to, I think it's like 5 people, 10 people, I forget what it is, versus you have a good experience, you are more likely to share it to less people for whatever reason. So that being said, I want to give credit where, in a sense, credit is due, right? So I travel for work. Ironically, I'm sitting at a hotel desk in Michigan, but during the trip I'm about to talk about, I was in Burlington, Vermont, and I was using a local Planet Fitness. I have a Planet Fitness membership for when I travel, and I don't prefer them every day, but when I travel, it's perfect, right? So anyway, I found a location. I like the locations that are open 24/7, or I think they call it 24/5. And I like to get there, walk in the door just before 4 o'clock. Usually nobody's there, hardly anyone's there. So I found this location, I went into it, and there was a couple of locations, and I just picked the one that was closest to my hotel. I walk in, and it was very, very small. And what I remember about it was it was attached to a building that was like the local news station, which was kind of cool. And I wondered if the people who work at the news station come in and work out. It'd be kind of fun. So I go in. Sure enough, there was I walk past the counter and I scan your badge, and I greeted the worker. I said good morning, and I would kind of think that the worker would greet you first. They said nothing. They said nothing. They didn't even look up. It was someone with I just remember seeing long hair, because that's all I could see. And I didn't know if they were sleeping. I didn't know what was going on. So I said it again. I said, good morning, more loudly, and didn't even look. So then, there was one other guy working out in there, and then by the time I left, there was a handful. It was actually, ironically, one of the smallest locations I've ever been in. I've never saw one that small. But anyway, I took care of business, got my workout in, but the place was dirty. There's pieces of paper towel all over the place, just I don't want to say shards, but scraps of it. When you go to tear paper towels, sometimes small pieces come off. It's all over the floor. Some of them were empty. And I thought, this person's asleep at the counter. not greeting people. At the very least, be awake and greet people. Or like, in order to stay awake, why don't you like go around and clean the place? So I got one of those automated surveys, and I normally I just delete them, but I was like, you know what? If this person is working alone and throughout the night, and nobody says anything, no one's going to know that they're doing a poor job. So I filled out the form, and I wasn't a jerk. I was very objective. Stated it like, so they asked me for input, so I gave the feedback, and I didn't think anything of it. In fact, I forgot about it. That trip, I believe, was in June. They wrote back to me like late in July, so they must have been like collecting data for a while. And then as of this recording, you can't see my tray, but it's August 18th. So they wrote back and said, South Burlington, Planet Fitness, Monday, July 28th. Yeah, that's not when I went there. I went there probably about a month before that or so. You know what? Actually, you know what? I went the first week of July. I remember that because I wanted to like not drive on the 4th or around the 4th. So it was like the 4th of July this year was on, I think, a Friday or a Thursday. I don't remember, but it was early July. So this wasn't terribly long after that. Dear Ed, thank you for bringing this to our attention. I sincerely apologize for the experience you had. It's absolutely not the standard we hold ourselves to, and I appreciate you taking the time to point it out. My name is Sarah. Okay, so first off, this person writes to me and thanks me for bringing it to my attention and apologize for the experience. And they talk about that they have a standard and basically they weren't living up to the standard. Then she gives me her name. My name is Sarah, and I was just hired as the new manager. I take cleanliness and professionalism very seriously, and I want you to know that this will be addressed immediately. I'll personally be reintroducing expectations to all the staff regarding attentiveness at the front desk, as well as reinforcing the importance of maintaining a clean and welcoming gym environment throughout all shifts. No one should ever be unresponsive or inattentive, especially during open hours. So what did I talk about before? I said then they apologized and then tell me like what they're going to do. And that was a powerful paragraph. She's reintroducing expectations to all of the staff, not just the person who was working overnight. I mean, well done, Sarah. You can expect a noticeable improvement moving forward. I'll be ensuring we have clear protocols in place to keep the space clean, stocked, and ready for our members at all times. And thank you for the positive feedback on the Life Fitness equipment. Glad to hear it's making a difference for you. Yeah, so for those of you who don't go to Planet Fitness, some locations use Life Fitness branded equipment. Others use Precor. I really don't like the Precor. I run on both treadmills. Life Fitness is better. And the equipment, just the machines and stuff. In fact, my regular non-Planet Fitness gym has Life Fitness. It's not purple. It's like just their normal branded white and black, like Life Fitness brand. And I've run on Life Fitness treadmill for years, like the non-Planet Fitness ones. And it's just good. The Precor is like the stairs, like if you ever use the stairs, like they're really narrow, like it's just not as nice. So I also, in my note, I didn't want to come off as like bashing the place. I just said, hey, I appreciate that you chose Life Fitness equipment. Please don't hesitate to reach out directly if you ever see something that needs attention. We're committed to creating a better experience every day. Feel free to always reach out if you have any further concerns. I am always wanting feedback so we can better our gym. So I haven't written back yet. I am going to write back off camera. But basically what I'm going to say is I really appreciate you acknowledging it and then sharing what you're going to do or something like that, the gist of it. Sharing how you're correcting it. And I also want to compliment her on how she's handling this, because the reason why I say that is, as some of you who know me know that by day I'm an executive, right? So this stuff would irritate me like crazy if I was a manager. So this woman Sarah is doing a great job. She's doing a great job. She may not be at Planet Fitness long, because if she manages her team like that, she's going to get noticed and she's going to go places. And hopefully, by having a good manager like that, hopefully she can groom the staff. And I know you're sometimes at the mercy in these retail jobs that pay hourly, especially the graveyard shift, of getting just somebody that's breathing. I don't doubt that, but at the same time, there's accountability, and as she talked about, a standard to hold themselves to. So, like I said, I had a not so positive situation, but the fact that she took time, like, I filled out the little survey thing that they sent me just because I had a minute and it was reference to that location and I remembered what happened. And the fact that she wrote back and wrote this powerful email, I am very impressed, and I thought it was worth sharing. And this is how you do customer service right. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. See you soon.